As more students return to our classrooms for in-person learning, we are asking families to add a new task to their daily morning routine before sending their students off to school. You are our first line of defense in keeping our students and staff safe from COVID-19, so it's important that you begin each morning with a daily wellness check to ensure that your student is feeling healthy, is not contagious, and is ready to learn. Begin your student's morning wellness check by first taking their temperature with a thermometer that can be used on the forehead, in the ear, or orally under the tongue. Using your hand to check for a high temperature is not recommended. A fever of 100 degrees Fahrenheit or more is a sign of an active infection. If your student has a fever, they may not come to school that day. A cough is another sign that your student may be fighting an infection. Even if you have been with your student for an extended period, be sure to ask them if they've been coughing or feeling a cough coming on. If your student has a cough, they may not come to school that day. Likewise, ask your student if they have a sore throat or if they feel short of breath or have any difficulty breathing. You may need to ask the same question in different ways, especially for younger children who may still be learning to understand their own bodies. Ask them if their throat tickles, if they feel a tightness in their chest or throat, or perhaps describe how you feel when you have a sore throat. If your student has either of these symptoms, they may not come to school that day. A runny nose may be easy to spot, but you can still ask them if they've been blowing their nose a lot or if they sound congested when they answer questions. These are signs of a possible active infection, and your child may not come to school if they have these symptoms. To tell whether your child has lost their sense of taste or smell, you may need again to ask them a series of questions. How did breakfast taste that morning? Can they smell the coffee brewing in the kitchen? Did their toothpaste taste any different that morning? According to the CDC, the loss of smell or taste is a key indicator of COVID-19 infection. If your child suddenly cannot taste the orange juice in the morning or smell toast in the toaster, they may not come to school that day. If your child has chills associated with a fever, you may be able to tell right away. Ask them how their body feels that morning, and pay attention if they might mention that they have a chill or if their body feels sore or stiff. These may be signs that they are fighting an infection. If their soreness cannot be associated with some other cause, such as strenuous exercise or an underlying condition, they may not come to school that day. Ask your student if they are experiencing nausea, have a tummy ache, or if they have vomited recently. Also, ask if they had any diarrhea within the past 24 hours. If your student has any of these symptoms, they may not come to school that day. If your child complains of having a headache or seems sluggish in the morning, it may not be a sign of COVID-19 by itself, but it means that you should be extra thorough in checking for other symptoms that may together indicate an infection. If your student has a sore throat, even a slight one, and complains of a headache, they may not come to school that day. If you observe any one of these symptoms, you're done. Your child may not come to school that day. If your child is not able to come to school due to COVID-19 symptoms, you will need to call the school to let them know. A person may be contagious with COVID-19 and infect others a full 2 days prior to showing any symptoms. You will be directed to call your child's primary care provider and to get a test. Please remember to let the school know their test results as soon as they are available. Your school's nurse will be able to answer questions and provide you with more information. Thank you for doing your part to ensure that our schools remain safe and healthy for all. Remember, to keep classrooms open, we all need to work together to keep COVID out of our schools.